Hey, it's Eric from Videolux Philippines, and I am back with Heidi, your visa consultant.
Thanks for having me again, Eric.
My pleasure. Today we're going to talk about visas, of course, but we're going to talk about a little bit of a straightforward approach. So you first come to the Philippines. For most Western countries, as soon as you enter the country, you have to have an entry ticket and an exit ticket and a passport. If you have those things, you'll be granted an immediate 30-day visa upon arrival, no questions asked, which is good.
Awesome.
Now the question remains, what do you want to do when you want to stay more than 30 days?
If you want to stay for longer than 30 days, well, let's say you came here and you have a return flight after 30 days, right? So what I normally recommend my client is getting either a flexible ticket or a burn ticket, which you can actually, rebook, so that when you want to stay here, and most people actually want to stay longer in the Philippines, right? So what happens is after 30 days, you can extend it to another 30 days. And after 30 days, you can extend it for 2 months, 6 months, until you stay for a maximum of
3 years.
3 years.
That's right.
You heard that right.
You can fly into the Philippines literally on one ticket and stay for 3 years, as long as you keep getting extensions within the time frame of your current visa's expiration. And I'll add a little bit onto that. So the exit ticket, right? You need it to fly in, but quite honestly, you don't need it to get an extension. So I think the time frame is this. You get your initial 30 days upon arrival. Within that 30-day period, you go for your renewal. Say, please, can I have another extension? They'll give you 30 days again. After that 30 days, or during that 30 days, say you want to stay more. You go back to immigration, say, can I stay for another, 2 months? They will give you a 2-month extension at that point. You can't get a 2-month extension unless you've extended for 2 singular months. And at the point where they give you the singular extension, they ask you for the card.
ACR card.
The ACIR card, right?
Alien Certificate of Registration, which is your identification card here in the Philippines. If you've stayed for a couple of months here in the Philippines with this card, you can actually open a bank account here in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's a complex subject, and we'll talk about that a little later, because I recently tried that, and I already have 2 bank accounts here, and it didn't go smooth. But again, another conversation. Yeah. So the ACR card is going to be an extra charge. All right, so once you've stayed for your 2 singular months plus another 2 months, you've been in the Philippines 4 months, you have your ACR card, you should then be able to qualify for a 6-month visa extension. Although the rumor has it
that there are some immigration offices that actually have suspended the 6-month extension.
So the way they were doing it, or have been doing it, was you could get 2 consecutive 6-month extensions, at which point they would only grant you 2-month extensions, up to 3 years. So how much does it all cost, you might ask? Well, I did the math. A 2-month visa extension without paying for the ACR card is about 3,000 pesos, so that's about $1 a day. So it costs you about $1 a day to stay in the Philippines. So that's what, $350 a year. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
So to recap, you come into the Philippines on your 30-day visa. You can stay up to 3 years. You don't want to go beyond your little 2-month stamp, 6-month stamp. You need to get your renewal within your stamp time frame. Otherwise, you're going to be charged a fee or ordered to leave, which you don't want.
Yes. And also, if you've stayed longer than 6 months here in the Philippines, before you can fly out of the country, you actually need an exit clearance.
And that's a whole nother headache.
Yes.
Although it can be okay. And you were telling me about online now.
So actually, before you only can extend your visa at an immigration office, but right now they're allowing online extensions, which you can get at eservices.immigration.ph.
I'm going to try that out. Although websites in the Philippines,
Yeah. I've heard for some people that actually worked, and for some it didn't. So if it doesn't work, just go to your nearest immigration office.
All right. So you've been in the Philippines 2 years, you met the girl of your dreams, and now it's time for marriage. So we have, what, a 13A visa?
Yes, we actually have a 13A spousal visa. So after you've married your Filipino spouse, your pretty Filipina,
Mm.
you're actually entitled to permanent residency here in the Philippines, for which we call 13A spousal visa. So the 13A is actually a two-tier process. First, 13A is the 13A probationary, which is valid for 1 year. So 3 months before this expires, you can actually then apply for your 13A permanent, which you just need to renew every 5 years. So this is permanent residency here in the Philippines. You can have multiple entry and exits, start a business, you can work here in the Philippines. So it's basically like
Really?
yeah, you can actually work here in the Philippines. You just need to apply for a work permit here
Oh.
in the Philippines.
Well, that's a whole nother matter
That's
of
a
time.
whole lot.
Those are what, the 9G visas?
Yes, the 9G
Yeah.
visa, and then you can have your AEP, your Alien Employment Permit.
Yes, the
And you can work here in the Philippines with that 13A visa. So if you ever find a Filipina and you marry her, then please get the 13A visa.
What is, do you happen to have any idea the cost to apply and or the 5-year renewal costs on that?
So the first application will cost you around 10 to 11,000 pesos, just the filing fees. And then the next application would be around the same amount of money. So you just need to apply twice for you to get your permanent residency here in the Philippines.
Wow. And then every 5 years it's only $20?
Yeah, something like that for the renewal. Because you just need to renew your ACRI card, which costs about $50 to renew here in the Philippines.
Wow. Yeah, the 9G visa, it gets more complicated every year. We should probably talk about that in depth another time, unless you want to talk about it now. But we have another visa online for you today, one of the most popular visas. So obviously the topics today were simple visas, tourist visa, right? The marriage visa, the clinker, and the retirement visa. What do you call the retirement visa?
So the retirement visa is the Special Resident Retirees Visa, or what we call the SRRV, which is actually for retirees here who are over 50 and want permanent residency here in the Philippines.
And what do you need to qualify for that?
Okay, so there's actually two types of SRRV that are most popular. There's actually four, but I'm going to discuss the two very popular types of SRRV. So first is the SRRV Classic, which there is a deposit when you're applying for the SRRV. If you are receiving pension, then the deposit is 10,000 USD. If you're not receiving pension, it's 20,000 USD. But these deposits you can convert into investments. So investment of either a purchase of a condominium, since you're living here in the Philippines anyways, you might as well, or a long-term lease of a house and lot. So it doesn't mean that the government will hold your deposit in the Philippine Retirement Authority, which grants these visas. So the most popular one is what we call the SRRV Expanded Courtesy, which is reserved for veterans or people who have served in the military. So now get this. The deposit is only 1,500 USD or 1,500 USD, and you get permanent residency here in the Philippines.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thailand ain't gonna beat that.
Yeah. So all you need to do to get this visa is to show your social security, pension, private or public, benefit letter, and your DD-214, and a police clearance from your country of origin, and you should be good to go.
That's incredible. Yeah, one of the things that people don't understand about the Philippines, or maybe they do, I don't know, is that there's a lot of reasons why people choose the Philippines over Thailand. And one is English. People speak English here. Like there's almost no language barrier. Two, they have probably the best immigration and visa policies of any country in Southeast Asia, I would say.
Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate. Yeah.
I know a couple guys that live in Thailand, and they got visa headaches all the time. They're always leaving the country. They're always coming back in. It's expensive. I don't know. But yeah, you can basically stay here for 3 years on a tourist visa, and you got options. 3 years is a long time in the Philippines. If you can make it 3 years, you're probably going to be ending up going for that marriage certificate.
Well, there's a lot of opportunities here.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Tell us a little bit about your company, your business, the name, website, all that good stuff.
So basically, I'm the owner and co-founder of CNG Consulting. We are what I like to call an expat one-stop shop where we cater to visa services and business registration. So if you want to stay longer here in the Philippines or you want to start a business, then we can basically help you. Now, the good thing about us is information is free, so consultation is free. So I think Eric will leave a link below for you to book a free consultation. So we're not trying to sell you anything. We're just trying to help people out there get the right kind of information. And if you feel like we can help you, then we can talk about it more.
So, Americans, you know what I'm saying? You can get married to a Filipino online and get a United States marriage certificate and an apostille certificate, which this country, the Philippines, recognizes as valid for your marriage through Utah.gov, right? I don't know what it is about Utah. It's Mormons. They like wives, whatever. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to judge, right? My point is this. Yeah, if you're an American citizen, you have a social security number, you can legally marry a Filipina online, get a U.S. marriage certificate, an apostille certificate, which you can then register here in the Philippines as a Philippines marriage, at which point you can apply for a 13A visa. Because there's a whole fiance visa thing out there. Fiance visas, though, although in my past life I looked into fiance visa, and I think the waiting list was like a year and a half just to get an interview to see if you can get the visa. Yeah. So let's skip that. All right. So from Dr. Wine BGC, it's Heidi and Eric, and I would say we are your Philippine visa consultants, but it's really not me.
Yeah.
It's her.
And, if you have any questions, just feel free to comment and I will, find the time to respond to you guys' comments.
And check the link in the description below to get you set up right. But if you want a nightlife tour or party or some information about the Philippines, planning your trip here without visa information, give me a shout. Consultation, all that good stuff. I'll get you set up and good to go. And then you can talk to her and she'll handle your visa issues. Because visas here, besides the very simple tourist, renew it every couple of months deal, are a headache.
Yeah.
Special visas are a headache. You want a professional handling for you. And that's it from Bonavazor Global City. Guys, stay tuned for more.
Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel for more coming up from Metro Manila and all over the fabulous Philippines.